So, trying something a little bit different with the audio setup for this episode. I was supposed to be using the Sennheiser MKH416, but I feel like it's too far away and the audio is not going to be great, so I'm going to just use the direct mic on the Tascam. Let's just see how this goes. We got trains going this way, boats coming this way, cars up there, kids back there, police sirens, car alarms, all that crazy stuff, but we're still filming the episode today because I love this view and I'm stubborn and I'm not going to change it. But anyway, welcome to episode 2 of MCU. I think my approach to this channel is going to be, I want to talk about the latest stuff that goes on. Like right now, there's Aquaman, Shazam, Spider-Man Far From Home, Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, all that good stuff. But I don't want my channel to simply rely on, what's popping in the news. I want to be able to talk about stuff without it having to be, specifically news. So one of those things I'm going to be doing today is talking about Sebastian Stan, James Buchanan Barnes, a.k.a. the Winter Soldier. Now, when Sebastian Stan originally signed his deal with Marvel, he signed a 9-picture deal, and so far he's done Captain America 1, Captain America 2, Captain America 3, Avengers 3, and 4. That's 5 movies, so that means he has 4 left. And quite honestly, I'm a little disappointed. He served his purpose in the first Avenger, being his friend at all, and Winter Soldier, I feel like that was his best use out of the MCU overall. What I did feel like before is that we just didn't get enough of him. We didn't get enough of him talking, but I feel like, honestly, and I'm not saying this is the actor's fault, his character as a good guy is just boring. I'm sorry, it's just boring. And though I thought, compared to at least Falcon, he probably shouldn't be Captain America. He probably should be the one to be Captain America over Sam Wilson Falcon. But honestly, I don't think either of them should. And I really don't know the solution to replacing Captain America definitively. But for now, I don't think either Anthony Mackie or Sebastian Stan should take up the mantle. Anthony Mackie, he's just a natural-born sidekick. I can't see him leading. That's just my honest opinion. And Sebastian Stan, he's just boring. He doesn't ever have much to say about anything besides reminiscing about when him and Cap were little as kids. And I feel like that's just not interesting enough as a Captain America character. So here's my proposal for Marvel. How about, some way or somehow, maybe they've already figured this out, I'm sure they have, with Avengers 4 being done with filming and stuff, if they could find some way to transition Bucky Barnes back into a villain-type character for, the remainder of his contract or throughout the rest of Phase 4 and beyond, I feel like that would be way more exciting. Even though we didn't really know Bucky as the Winter Soldier in the Winter Soldier, I feel like he was so much more interesting to see. He's so much more interesting as a villain to me personally, and honestly, it seems like he kicks a lot more ass when he's fighting as a villain compared to when he's on the good guy, In Civil War, Black Panther was whooping his ass. And then in Infinity War, he was just shooting his guns and all that fun stuff, I guess. It was cool. All I'm saying is that the Winter Soldier, since he was the Winter Soldier, brainwashed working with Hydra, has not had a single solitary badass moment in the MCU. Not in Civil War, and 100% not in Infinity War. So what I'm saying is they can find some way to transition him back into a villain. Maybe he finally forms his own opinion instead of just following Captain America. Feels like, things shouldn't be going down this way or something like that. I don't know how they would do it. Or they could find some way to get him brainwashed again. I don't know. Do whatever you got to do. But I think we need to see the Winter Soldier as a villain, as a long-standing villain, not like somebody like Whiplash who just gets taken out in one movie. We need to see him as a villain going forward in the MCU as a whole. I feel like that would be so much more interesting. And I feel like we always wanted Bucky to transition back into a good guy, see him fighting with the metal arm as a good guy. I always thought that would be cool, but now that we have it, I'm like, I kind of don't want it. I want Bucky back as the Winter Soldier. I want him to be a villain. I feel like it was so much more interesting, and it was so much more fun to watch, especially with the fight scenes. Like, we haven't seen him fight like that, like, as a good guy since, the Winter Soldier and when he was half evil in the Captain America Civil War movie. I feel like it's just so much more fun to see. Being a popular Marvel character doesn't always have to be about being the hero. Clearly we know this with Josh Brolin playing as Thanos. People absolutely loved him, stellar performance. If we could get something out of that from Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier, I feel like we'd have so much more to work with in terms of villains, you know. At least if there isn't somebody always great as a villain in every movie, we'll always have him in the background, you know. We still always have the Winter Soldier doing his thing, assassinating people, taking people out, all that good stuff. I feel like that would be so much fun. So yeah, you've got 4 movies left, and I feel like that would be the perfect transition for his character, because I just can't see him taking up the mantle. And maybe they can surprise me and he does some stellar performance. He finally, you know, can form his own opinions, not just following Captain America, you know, because he just, right now it doesn't seem like he's his own person. He's his own character. He just does what Steve tells him to do. The most independent I've ever seen James Buchanan Barnes in the entire MCU since the first Avenger was when he decided himself to go back under and cryo freeze at the end of Civil War. That's like the most I've ever seen him have his own opinion, and I feel like we need more of that, but in an evil way, because it'll be so much more fun to see. And see MCU heroes going up against him, that would be absolutely insane. I feel like that's exactly what we need for his character. So Kevin Feige, let's make this happen, dude. I feel like it would be such a bold move. Yeah, it's not something people would expect, because people just think, oh, he's gonna take up the mantle after Cap dies in Avengers 4, or you know, doesn't renew his contract or whatever. And I feel like that's such a just cop-out expected move. Bring him back as a villain. Make him interesting. I feel like that would be so fun to watch. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to ramble on that for a little bit. Just a thought that's been going through my mind. I was watching Winter the Soldier the other day, and I'm just like, we need him as a villain again. I feel like that would be so much more fun. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll probably be doing, you know, a couple of Comic-Con videos, or maybe just a big Comic-Con recap after everything dropped. There's supposed to be a Shazam trailer, an Aquaman trailer, and maybe a few other surprises as well. Probably a new Venom trailer, so I guess we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, you know, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe for future content like this, and that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Oh, right, I forgot the intro, or outro. Hold up. Miles Cinematic Universe, we're out.